Morning, it looks like we have more recalls, and this one is really one that hits very close to, I'm sure, a lot of us. I know for myself that it does. The Food and Drug Administration is cautioning parents to avoid three different baby formulas tied to four bacterial infections in infants. The Food and Drug Administration and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are currently investigating powdered infant formula produced at a facility in Sturgis, Michigan. In the new outbreak listing, the government agency reports that all four infants consumed the formula, and the complaints include three cases of Coronobacter sakazaki infections and one report of Salmonella Newport infection in all of the infants. The FDA is urging the consumers not to use Similac, Alimentum, and Elcare powdered infant formulas. They want you to look for the following identifying marks for the contaminated articles. The first two digits of the code are 22 through 37, and the code on the container is K8SH or 72. The expiration date is April of 2022 or later. Unfortunately, all four cases led to hospitalizations of Coronobacter infection can be connected to the formula, is connected to the formula, and may have contributed to a death in one case. According to the CDC, Coronobacter is a bacterium that can cause severe food and foodborne illnesses, primarily in infants. Infections are rare, but are especially high risk for newborns. Because there are several recalls issued by the FDA recently, the agency's core response team has detailed a chart. So they have a detailed chart, and I'm going to leave it down below in the description. Once you go through the body of the story, click the link, and you'll be able to be taken right to the detailed chart for the open investigations. According to the FDA, if your regular formula is not available due to this issue, they want you to contact your child's health care provider for recommendations on changing feeding practices. Now, the parents can also check out the link that's going to be in the description in the body of this story. Here's the one thing that I want to say. Our food is under attack, and it doesn't matter if you're a baby. It doesn't matter if you're an adult. It seems like all these corporations and companies are not taking the time to make sure that things are healthy and clean and sanitary, and this really causes a problem. Good morning, Marty Lauderdale and Knowledge 2020, Darlene Kilgo. How are you, Kidlow? How are you, Tracy Inman and Charlie Sigler? Thank you guys for being here. I want to thank all of y'all for being here. But I think that this is part and parcel of what we're dealing with right now. Right now, we're finding a lot of food that's under attack. And the reason why I wanted to make sure to bring this to you is because a baby, unlike an adult, is not going to be able to verbalize any of their indigestion or problems going on with their body. If you have ingested something and it has a foodborne disease in it, you'll be able to speak up far quicker than an infant would. A baby will only act fussy. They will, I have a granddaughter. She just turned 8 months a few days ago, and I can just think that, if that baby has eaten something like that, you would just think that they were fussy. So that is a big problem. And that's the reason why I like to bring the recalls to you, because like I said before, a lot of these other things that we see going on around us are outside so far that they do inevitably touch us, just like we did the gas story earlier. But this one can go right into your home and into your pantry, and that touches you directly. So that is why I bring these stories. And the poor babies, you're their only advocate. Grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, you're the only advocate, and that's why I thought that this was worth sharing. Thank you guys so much for being with me. We've got a couple of more stories I'm glad to be back, Marty. Thank you very much for that. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Let's see. Maureen says something very, very true. Very true. You're back too, William Craig. I'm glad. Maureen says baby or the very elderly or the sick or vet able. They're not able to vet the food, right? They're just not. So it's just not nice. Hey, Amy. So we're about 5 minutes into this story again, trying to keep our commitment to those who only want short stories. But I have to be with you guys live, so I sort of thought that this would be the best compromise because I have to touch you. Okay, so we're going to be leaving now and coming back with a couple of more stories. All right, so you guys just sit tight and thank you for being with us this morning.